Okay, now to make the peppermint candies, and I'll show you. These are the spearmint or the green candies that I made for the pre-made box, but we want to make one that coordinates with the box that we've made out of ruby and razzle dazzle berry. So using the razzle dazzle berry shimmers, that is the vibes that is still left on the table cover, I cut some strips. Now I used little bits of fleece fabric and I cut them to just under a ½ inch. It could be a very rough cut, and I made them about 8 inches long. And I actually cut out 6 pieces because you're going to use 2 pieces for each piece of candy. Now you want to leave one white, but I take the other piece and I am just going to soak up the color that is left over on my table here. Got to use up every little bit of shimmers and vibes that we have. Yeah, just kind of soak it up, give it some nice color. And it's really fun when these candies are all wrapped up. They kind of remind me of the old-fashioned candies. You know, the ones with the swirls in them and things like that. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of keep getting it nice and coated. You're not going to be able to see the whole thing as a solid piece. It'll be wrapped up within the white, so that looks pretty good. Now, I'll wipe my fingers off just a little bit with a baby wipe and take my heat gun and just dry it up a bit, just so that it doesn't bleed onto the white piece that I had. I don't mind a little bit because, you know, with peppermints, there's usually a darker color than the lighter color and then the white. So, as you can see, it's a really rough edge. I did not really try to keep it a straight edge. Okay. And what you do is you lay your white piece down, and then you can do it either way, this on the outside or on top of the white, or you can put the white on top of the pink. And you just want the strips to kind of be put together, and then you're going to roll them. Kind of like how you can make your little paper rolls, roses and things like that. You want to make sure that the white piece of fabric or whatever you're using is showing. You could use ribbon, lace, paper, anything like that. I like to use the fleece because it's a little bit thicker, and so the white really pops through. And you can see the color kind of twisting around there. Now, I pre-made 2 other pieces of candy because I knew I was trying to cram a lot into this video today. So I'm only going to make this one piece here. We're going to wrap it all up in some cling wrap. And see, you might have a little bit of an edge of the white or whatever one was on the inside. Just go ahead and cut that off. Okay, I'm going to grab my piece of cling wrap. It is a large piece right now. You could probably use about half of this, but you want to keep the length when you do this because when you roll it up, and you probably only have to flip it twice so it's tucked in. It's easiest if you leave a long edge on both sides so that you can knot it. Go ahead and trim some of this excess off, and then just squeeze it. And then you're going to want to tie a knot. A little bit harder than you think it might be because of cling wrap, because it's sticky, but it'll work. I can get my fingers to work. And just pull it through. Okay, and then pull it. Okay, and then you just fan the plastic out on the edge. Like that. And then trim the edge so it looks like a little candy wrapper. Do the same to the other side. And the nice thing about the shimmers, when you've coated it on the fabric, it doesn't come off, it just stays right there on the fabric. It doesn't come off on the plastic wrap, so you're still going to get to see that color, the candy swirl on the inside. It's just really great. Okay, you knot it. Easier said than done, apparently, right? Alright, and then you just cut off that little bit of excess there. Excess. I keep saying excess, I'm not sure why. Okay, and now I have 3 pieces of candy for the top of my gift box. Now, for this one right here, I wanted just a little bit something underneath there. So I put a bit of ribbon, and that was one of the reasons why I used this ribbon. Just cut off this piece. And what we'll do here is let's put together our box. There it goes. And I'll fold this ribbon a bit to make a little bit of a bow. And I use a little bit of the edge that's got the wire in it to kind of twist it around because it's going to be hidden by the candies anyway. Make your little bow, shape it up, and then you're going to glue this right onto the top of our box. And then we'll attach our candies to it. And there we have it. One gift box. Okay, well I'm going to clean this up for 1 second. There's one final part, and it's going to be using this really pretty Crafter's Workshop template. This is the Mod Flower. It's a 6x6 stencil, and we're going to make coordinating tissue paper with it. I'll be right back. Okay, now I have just a plain piece of tissue paper, or I should say a couple pieces of tissue paper. I do have 2 here, just because I am going to spritz it, and the tissue paper can get very thin, but then once you heat it with the heat gun, it's going to just look really pretty. So again, I have this Crafter's Workshop Mod Flower template, and I'm just going to set it down. I really just kind of want it to coordinate with my gift present. You can see a little Jenny B blue on here, as I was playing with it earlier. Again, I'm going to use the Razzle Dazzle Berry. I just love this color. And you just spritz, just like Jing Jing had showed you earlier. And then of course I take it and I pat it down. Got to use up all that vibes on there. Peel it back up again. And then I'm going to do another spot. Let's try up here. I'll shift it so you can see it. Do another spot here. And then pull it up. Then of course use it one more time. Flip it over. And then up we go. And I want to really cover this. Now I do have the tissue paper folded in half. It's because the boxes are little and really there's a fairly small gift going in it. And it gives it, it's a little bit sturdier if I do it this way, so that when I dry it, it doesn't rip or shred or anything like that. So I just really want to do this one side because it's going to be dried and we're going to wrap the gift in it anyway. You can see I did a little bit off the edge there. Okay, and we're almost done. Spritz one more time here. And then maybe I will add one more right here, right off the edge. Okay, and that just makes a nice coordinating tissue paper for our gift box with colors. I will heat dry it. You'll see when I heat dry it, the tissue paper kind of shrinks up just a little bit. The color fades just a little bit, but it perfectly matches what we've done with the box. And just give it a little blitz over here, and you'll notice it hardens the tissue paper just up a bit. But there you go, you have your own tissue paper to match your gift box. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you. Okay, that's it for my first video for Shimmerz. I hope you've enjoyed it, and so I'll see you next time. Happy holidays.